there's going to be another world war, right? I can point at Russia and be like, they've done this bad, this bad, this bad. They're corrupt. They do this. And it's like that kind of justifies things, especially, too, because I truly think that we're moving away from this kind of unipolar moment where we're the strongest country in the world. Now we kind of we're fighting with China, and there's different factions that are growing. And when we start getting into bigger problems, especially when we no longer have complete superiority militarily, we can't just throw our weight around and do
People
things like
are finally
that.
catching up, yep.
Like, our image is important to kind of keeping like a global order, or to kind of keeping ourselves in limelight.
I would say Trump 2.0 is completely tearing away that image. You know what I mean? Like the way he
100%.
moves with allies, the way he talks about like annexing Canada or like Mexico, like, bro, like those are allies, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it's just going to end up being the U.S. and Israel is the only allies when everybody starts to recognize like, hey man, maybe you guys being in charge isn't working for the rest of us, you know what I mean? And then it's two versus the world. It's just two dumb bitches saying yes to each other. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I feel like we're heading down like an isolationist path, and that can't be good for us, dude.
Well, I would say not even just isolationism, because I would probably say we need a little bit more isolationism.
Sure.
But we need to isolate ourselves from Israel as well and all of their ties. Because it's like, we can't be like pick and choose isolationists like, oh, well, I'm not going to help Ukraine. I'm going to help Israel. And it's like, well, no, maybe you can make an argument. I'm not going to help either of them because I need to help myself. But you
one of them has like security guarantees that we're supposed to fulfill. You know what I mean? Like Ukraine specifically, like I never really had a problem with us helping Ukraine because like that was literally part of the deal. Like, give us your nukes and we'll protect you from Russia. You know what I mean? Like, so now we have to follow through on the promises we made, you know? Like, otherwise, what ally would look at that and be like, yeah, we can trust the U.S. to fulfill their word?
I think the biggest problem is that like we've made these deals in the first place.
Right.
Like, why are we even here? Like,
right.
Like, I understand.
It's because we wanted to stay the dominant power.
Exactly.
So, like, if more countries start popping up with nuclear programs, it gets threatened, you know? Like, we're bombing Iran for nuclear weapons, but it's like, okay, but Russia's right there. Why don't you attack them? Are you crazy? They have nuclear weapons. You know what I mean? Like,
well, they want to stop Iran from being able to. I don't think they've actually made a weapon yet, but I don't think they claim that either.
They've been weeks away.
Trying to build.
Right.
Yeah, they're weeks away. They're always weeks away.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I just think it's like, I think they just need to make up better justifications. You know what I mean?
Because they know the justification's not good. I mean, that's
right.
Why...
So try a little bit harder to make like a decent one. You know, like you guys are the most powerful people on the planet. Like you could do better than that. Especially with this whole like moral high ground like shtick that we're sticking to. You know, like that, in my opinion, has completely gone out the window.
Yeah, I got a little hopium because after the Venezuelan thing, Donald Trump was just like, yeah, we're doing it for the oil. We need the oil.
Right.
We're going to have our companies come in here and do things.
As crappy as that is, at least it was honest.
Yeah, at least you're staying on business. But with this, again, he does the whole, you know, oh, and he like, it's like this like double speak lie where they're like, oh, we need to do this for our security because Americans are threatened. It's like, no, now Americans are threatened because
you preemptively struck. Right. And meddled in affairs that has nothing to do with us, dude. Like, attacking military bases is not the same as Americans being attacked, you know? Like, how dare this country put their country so close to our military bases? Like, it's that kind of logic that we're throwing around. And that's crazy to me, especially when you're literally, like, teaming up with Israel, who we've been watching commit a genocide for at least 2 to 3 years.
Not to mention starting wars with like 7 different nations.
Right.
And then they claim that the 8th nation that they're at war with is like the American public and the war of ideas.
Right.
It's like,
right.
we literally have billionaires,
enemies, dude.
We literally have billionaires out here like buying up TikTok and changing like the platform to where you can't even say the word Epstein.
And that
you can't
same
even
family,
DM the word Epstein.
That same family is apparently like in talks to buy like I think it's CBS or CNN.
They already bought CBS.
Oh, they already bought
Barry Weiss. They put Barry Weiss on top of CBS, which they bought out her company for like way more than it was worth. I think it was like I remember the last time I saw it was like $900 per paid subscriber, which is like an insane like amount that they bought him out for. And it's like, and then they put him at the top of CBS, and that's an obvious position. You're putting someone there to toe the line and support Israel because at the end of the day, David Ellison is a super big supporter of Israel, super big supporter of the IDF. He's given millions of dollars to them. He let Benjamin Netanyahu go on his island again with these weirdos with islands. Right. And it's like, there's an obvious play here. There's an obvious dual loyalty that some people have to a foreign nation, and it's not. And if people will hear that because number one, it's written in the IHRA definition of anti-Semitism, where if you claim someone has dual loyalty to a country and they're Jewish, therefore you're being anti-Semitic. There's a huge difference there between action. It's like, what actions are you doing, which makes me think you have dual loyalty. And there are a lot of people who obviously, if you're just like Jewish, for example, and you have an opinion, they'll be like, "Oh, you're more loyal to Israel than you are to the United States."
And I get being like, because I'm Portuguese citizen and everything, and I'm very proud to be Portuguese. But if I was in any kind of elected position, I wouldn't put a single Portuguese flag in anywhere near my office. Nothing, like,
because you're an American,
right? Like, especially an elected official, like you can't even like give like even a smidge of like doubt. You know what I mean? Like. And we have literal like congressmen and senators with like Israeli flags in their offices and like right outside their doors. And
you ask them, are you more loyal to America or Israel? They won't answer.
Right.
They won't answer.
They refuse to answer.
If you look at Huckabee, because he just did an interview, the ambassador for Israel from the United States, he basically,
he's more like the Israeli ambassador.
Yeah, he's the Israeli ambassador.
Yeah,
I mean,
literally.
he literally was in an interview with Tucker Carlson and said, after he retracted his statement, but I think it was a little bit of a Freudian slip, where he goes, "Oh yeah, they should take it all," because Tucker Carlson because he's a Christian, Huckabee, and Tucker Carlson's a Christian as well. But Tucker Carlson was saying, "You're getting your justification from the Bible. The Bible says the border is this, therefore do they have the right to this?" And then Huckabee was like, "Yeah, they should just take it all," and that's what they truly believe, because they believe they're entitled to it,
right?
And they believe that they're special and no one can do anything to them. And again, it's like, it's not just.
And this is why ethno states shouldn't exist.
Yes,
because like this is why like I always used to say, like, when people ask me like, does Israel deserve to exist, I always say no, especially in the format that they're in now. Like, if they want to exist as a democratic state, sure, but like they're literally built with like Jewish superiority.
But I think the whole question's dumb, because it's like, do they have the right to exist? They do exist.
Right.
Every country exists or doesn't exist. So it's like, you have the right to exist. Like, no country has the right, like the ultimate rights. It's like whether or not you control your borders and stuff. That's why, I mean, a lot of people were like, "Oh, Israel should be disbanded and like they should just become Palestine because whatever." I don't think that. I think that's not. That's like a non-solution. That's like a non-solution, and that will never happen.
I mean, at this point, like, that's never gonna happen. We're more likely to see like a two-state solution.
Yeah, and I think there should be, but at the end of the day, it won't happen because Israel is so adamant on not giving the Palestinians a homeland or any kind of rights or any kind of thing to be, and other than leaving, they're just like, "You're Arab, bye, like get out of here. We're gonna take your land," and it's like it's a supremacy thing. It's like they're literally like Jewish supremacists that act in this way. And obviously, again, that's not all Jews. All Jews do not act.
No, we're talking about
way.
the Zionist state of Israel.
Exactly, Zionists. And again, it's like, that's a very specific word with a specific meaning. And there's people
to
who
a specific group.
Exactly,
but it's not just Jews.
But now it's like the definition is a little bit changing, because at one point, if you believe that the Jews deserve like a homeland, or that Israel like can exist and we shouldn't like disband it, then you're a Zionist. And it's like, if that's your definition, sure, then I guess I'm a Zionist too, because I think they should be disbanded or destroyed, or the people should be killed or anything like that, because that's obviously just as evil as
it's extreme as well.
That's just as evil. But when someone says Zionist, it's like there's a pretty big cultural meaning behind that, and it's like someone who believes that Jews have a right to basically live in the state of Israel at any means necessary, at any cost. And
no matter where they're from,
no matter what, it's like they deserve that land, and they can kill, steal, do whatever they want, and you can't say anything. But it's like, it's very disheartening that we're over here supporting this, and it's just such a detriment to the American people. And I think a lot of American people are open to this and woke to this, but nothing ever happens because our politicians are fully bought out. And it's this ping pong of the better of two evils. Right, or the lesser of two evils.
The way to counter that is like, you start local. You know what I mean? Hold your local legislators and like council people and all them accountable for shit, and keep moving forward. Keep calling out people. Keep moving up the ladder. You know what I mean? Like they won't get into these positions if we don't vote for them. You know, like, because I get when people say that like voting doesn't do anything, and like on a national scale, sure, it's like two of the worst options, you know, like for president usually, but like where your voting does matter is local. You know what I mean? Your local state legislators or council, city council, whatever it may be, you hold them accountable, make them pursue change, and that's how little by little things change. You know what I mean? Like,
I think too, because it's
and
like
we need to. Sorry to cut you off, but we also need to like recognize when they're being fake. Like, perfect example is Jasmine Crockett. I'm sure you know who that is. She's like, I think Texas congresswoman, and like she speaks all this like super anti-Trump and like she's super woke and this and that, but she twerks for Israel just like the others. You know what I mean? Like, so we have to be super
or like John Fetterman,
right. Another one, super vigilant about
where
that.
he's asked a direct question.
Right.
And, you know, bless his soul. I mean, I know he went through a stroke or whatever. He's not able to whatever. But at the end of the day, you're an elected official.
Right.
Like, and he's asked a direct question of how this benefits the American people, and he's just like, and then
Like,
leaves.
We need to like coming from the left. We need to stop voting for these like institutional Democrats, dude. Like they all suck, bro. Like you know what I mean? All of them. You know, like Hakeem Jeffries, Jasmine Crockett, like we were saying, Cory Booker, like. Dude, they all sold us out. Like, they're not here for our benefits. We got to, like, recognize real, like, candidates. You know what I mean? Like,
And I think the biggest thing, too, it's like, I think that if your party is selling you out, you should let them burn.
right.
You
Agreed.
should let them fail.
Agreed.
And I see that particularly with the Republicans because I think a lot of Americans are really serious about America first. It's not just a slogan. It's not just like, oh yeah, we put America first. Ha ha.
Right.
It means
like,
it means something.
But then it's like
specific.
how many like Republican like congressmen or senators say that, but then are still twerking for Israel.
All of them.
Most of them, right?
All of them. The only one who doesn't do that is Thomas Massey.
Right. Probably
because
the
he's the
only
GOAT.
one. You
And he's
know what
not
I
really a
mean?
Republican. He's a libertarian. He just says he's a Republican because.
He fits more into that mold.
Exactly,
Sure.
and he can't get elected as a libertarian.
Right.
But it's like, but that's the biggest problem. It's like I mean, at the end of the day, I'm coming out the closet as a libertarian. I think I said that the other day. But it's like that's the only way to really come about this situation because the parties have shifted so much. A lot of the mainstream Republicans are twerking on it for Israel, like as you said perfectly, and it's at a position doing tricks on it, and it's to a point where it's like you have to let them fail, right? If they come out and they're like. They run on this anti-war. They run on transparency. They run on a better America, and they just obviously sell out for Israel. You have to let them not get elected. You can't just go, oh, but a Democrat's going to get in. It's like,
Right.
let the Republicans know if you lie about main positions,
We will vote Democrat.
we will not vote
Right.
for you.
Right. That's the only way to really make them. You have to threaten their power. You know what I mean?